You there! This is Dave and Jason.
Hey!
From DC On Screen. It's that time again. We need help from you to grow our show. But keep listening because there's something in it for you. Give us a 5-star written review on iTunes for a chance to win a free DC trade paperback, DVD, or Blu-ray valued at $15 or less. 1 in 10 will win. The winner will be randomly selected with a number generator on random.org and announced on one of our news episodes. It's pretty simple, really.
Free stuff!
Hooray! Anyway, yeah, seriously, do that. It helps us a lot. It's, like, so good. Anyway, sit back. Enjoy this brand new episode of DC On Screen. Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 224. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This, my loyal co-host, Jason Goss.
Oh, yeah?
Today we're going to get super spoilery on Legends of Tomorrow 201, Out of Time. To recap, historian and self-proclaimed time detective, I love that phrase.
That's great.
Hank Heywood uncovers the presence of the legends in various times throughout recorded history and hits Oliver Queen up after deducing the true identity of the Green Arrow. They find the Waverider and Mick in the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, having been in stasis since 1942. Mick tells them the story of how the team captured Albert Einstein, stopped Damien Darhk from using an atomic bomb on New York City, and found themselves scattered throughout time. Mick and Heywood rescue the team, but cannot find Rip Hunter. What's worse, it looks like they're about to get a beat down from the Justice Society of America. Oh, and Eobard, Thawne, and Damien Darhk are playing together, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Love the Time Detective thing. That's
good.
really interesting.
That was good.
Really cool.
This guy seems
Love
cool.
that he just kind of went, oh yeah, you're the Green Arrow, and we're done here. No. I just, you showed up, and then like a week later, the dude showed up, the hood, whatever.
Yeah. Don't know why no one's pointed this out before, but anyway, I need your help. And yeah, dude, the Arrow characters are all over the place this week. Like, Oliver in particular is just having a very long week.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm good with. That's one of the things that I love about all these shows being in the same universe is that we can just have an Oliver Queen pop up on Legends of Tomorrow suddenly.
Yeah. I mean, Felicity shows up on Flash, and it was just a welcome moment. Like, you see him running out. Is that really Star City? Oh, Felicity. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little extra cherry on top of everything. And he's exactly as Oliver as you expect. Like, when they find Mick, he tells him, "I'd prefer not to break your arm." That's my Ollie.
Yep. So, the Queen is in her bedroom waiting for you, and I'll bet she's all warmed up for you.
Mm-hmm.
That made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
That made me laugh. A really great opening fight sequence.
It was. I mean, it's complete chaos, as many of the Legends fight sequences are. But the highlight for me is Jax diving into, just diving over the edge into Stein.
Mm-hmm.
That was neat.
Never been to a nerd party before. Physics symposium, nerd party.
Right. He says something later about we went to the symphony symposium. Whatever.
Oh, yeah, I love Mick, man. I love him.
Oh, he's in good shape still. They didn't lose a beat with him over the summer. Like the way him narrating the whole thing for him to Oliver and Detective Time there, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
In good shape the whole time.
Of course, I was a little confused by how Mick was narrating elements of the story that he couldn't have known about since he was in stasis, but
I gathered. I was less worried about that and more worried about how Oliver got off that ship when they were done talking, but
that might be fair.
Whatever. He's been in worse jams than getting off a ship.
I mean, I guess they could have just dropped him off.
It just seemed a lot like they finished talking and then hit go, and I don't know when he came out of that.
In between go?
Right befefore go? Yeah.
Yeah, right before go.
How'd you like the bit with now Einstein was a lot of fun in general. And
it was alright.
I mean, it just every time somebody does Einstein, I find myself enjoying it. But I had to look it up, and the thing about his wife is at least plausible. Apparently, there's a lot of debate about how much. It seemed like a lot of the debates about how much influence she had, not whether she had any influence. Like, and it was actually a cool twist at the end there that she has to that he has to give her credit in order to help her out. Like that was neat. Like so anyway, so New York can't get blown up by dark.
Right.
Oh, but that was what I was getting at. The line where Einstein's talking to Stein and Mick, and Mick brings up the wife. He's like, "What? So you're the smart one? Are you really?" Oh, the poor Stein, man. I felt bad for him.
Yeah, they kept saying nuclear, and I just kept going atomic.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun the whole time.
Yeah.
I loved and laughed really hard when Rip is like just blasting people away, and then in slow motion takes the champagne off the tray. I laughed really hard about that. That was so stupid and made me laugh. Such an old action movie type of thing to do.
Yeah, but that's how he rolls, man. Look at that jacket. That's the kind of that's the kind of mid-battle swagger that I expect out of a guy wearing that jacket, like voluntarily.
Sure. I love the exchange. Do you think the ship still flies? Mick says, "Why not? Fridge still works."
I mean, I'm sure he's capable of more diagnostic testing than opening the refrigerator, but we're all talking about a guy who was still trained for thousands of years by time masters. Surely he learned how to pilot a ship in there.
Well, sure. I think it's funny that Mick knows how to pilot the ship, though. I mean, it's just funny to me. I understand, like, yeah, he was trained by the Time Masters for centuries or whatever, but it still cracks me up, just like...
You still remember, like, the guy you met in Central City.
Yeah. I mean, at least they explained it, unlike they did with, Jax being the mechanic. They haven't really explained that.
No, well, they do the
Rip's
bit
apparently
this time.
Been training him a little bit.
They do that one bit with him, which was cute. Anyway, so one line, a little bit of Oliver didn't make sense. It was one of those lines where I thought, come on, man, think that through. I don't have time to time travel. I'd literally drop you off in 10 seconds, and we could go to the whole thing. You totally have time to time travel.
It was the line in Salem, the exchange in Salem reminded me of you.
What was that?
Vile witch, you have corrupted the women of our village. In my defense, they were happily corrupted.
That was good. She looks more annoyed by the proceedings, like.
Yeah.
That was good. The time scatter. That was neat. It was a neat little device.
Sure.
And it led us to the line, like, what happened? I sent them all out. I knew you didn't like me.
Yeah. I do. I want to know what the Legion of Doom has planned. I want to know what Rip Hunter is, where he is.
And great.
Is he just gone?
Great.
Now?
Hope to see you again kind of speech from him. Man.
Mm-hmm.
That was good watching that for a second. I want to know what the hell Reverse Flash is up doing with the Dark. Yeah. I don't know what the Legion of Doom did that so stressed out Rex Tyler that he went all the way back to 2016 to find him and tell him, for God's sake, don't go to 1942. We've just got a lot on our way, and man, the JSC looked great.
They did. I'm a little confused by where the Vixen costume came from, because it looks a lot like the Vixen costume we saw in Arrow, but not like the one we saw in season 1 of Vixen. By the way, season 2 of Vixen is now online, or this first episode. But I imagine we're just going to do we're just going to do the whole season at once.
Yeah. I'll watch it in a few weeks when I can go click through all of them.
But I want to know how old-timey Vixen got the new modern suit.
I don't know. I just don't know. I can live with it either way.
I'm sure they're going to be like, oh hey, well, she found it in her family's heirlooms or something.
In the heirloom box, yeah.
How she tracked it down.
No matter what timeline, she always kind of designs this outfit.
Right.
Just habits are habits.
Mm-hmm.
God, they all look good. Can't believe I saw all those characters together. And
they look good.
I don't know what they're up to. And for me, I forget what it is that Flash says in that trailer. Do you remember?
I don't, but I remember it was from 2056, and I think he said something like, "This was my fault" or something.
And it probably has to do with what we're dealing with now. And that's a little bit why when you were asking earlier, like, you think on the Flash review we did, you were asking if I think they're going to resolve that. And that was one of the things I was thinking leads me to believe they're going to resolve the whole Flashpoint paradox during the crossover episodes. Because it seemed like in that moment they were addressing.
But Barry's always causing some kind of shit.
Yeah, he's always getting into trouble. Little scamp.
Little scamp.
Lots of fighting. Looks great, though. I mean, the episode was mostly spectacle, but I regretted nothing.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of I'll say substance.
Not a lot of meat yet, but it definitely got me back in the mood of wanting to see this show. I mean, I just watched Mick Rory light a dinosaur on fire. Of course I want more of this show. And you like give me a fully functioning JSA at the end of it and bring on freaking Reverse Flash. Like, man, I'm in.
I got a little teary when Rip said "History is yours now, dear legends." I went, "Oh."
Oh yeah, it was good. That was good. I mean, they did what they needed to for an opening episode, though. They've got me excited. I know there's a lot of stuff coming. I know where all the pieces are that we're doing. Like, I know what we're exploring, at least to start out. And yeah, I know. I see some of the conflicts on the horizon. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little. I don't know. I don't want to say tired of Damien Darhk.
Oh no, I'm a little darked out. They need to do something different with him here than they did on Arrow, because we loved him. Like until those last few episodes of Arrow, we were absolutely enthralled by Damien Darhk. Like, thought he was just one of the best antagonists we'd seen on any of these shows.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the very least, the most fun.
He was enjoying being an asshole more than anybody else, and that was just great. I mean, the Arrow episode where we really started to see how scary he was when Double Down was just running for his life. Like, you're frightening, but he's worse. That was we really were digging that cat, and what we've got now is like we saw him go too far. He just hurtled right over that shark, and now we kind of need to see him pulled back. And so far they pulled him back thoroughly. I mean, did you even see magic happen this episode? I don't remember seeing a magic anybody.
Think so. He may not have been into the magic yet.
It's possible. And I forget how old he was meant to be. They told us how long he's been around. I mean, I know part of it was they had found photos of him in like the 60s and 70s where he looked identical to 40 years from then. But
yeah, I think he was just I think he was from the 70s or something.
Maybe that was his actual age. So
no, because he was in the 40s.
Was it 40s?
That was the 40s, so we just saw him.
I just don't remember how far he went back.
I guess he's in the magic, but he probably just wanted to play with Sarah.
Yeah.
League of Assassins stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing the rest of the show. I look forward to seeing. I know that Captain Cold is going to be coming back, but he's going to be on the Legion of Doom.
I'm okay with that, as long as I get to hear him quip. He can be a good or a bad guy and still quip.
Yep, I look forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Anything else you got?
No.
So?
Yeah.
So, I don't even know how long this episode is.
I've lost track. We haven't mentioned it
Sorry,
before.
guys.
We do all of these at once, so we're just swimming in the dark now, man. But yeah, that's all I had on Legends. Fun stuff. Looking forward to it.
Thank you guys for listening to DC On Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher. Please subscribe. Proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network. GiantSizeTeamUp.com for all the awesome shows over there, including us. You can also check us out on the Batman Podcast Network. We will be coming to you guys with a news episode that should be posted on Tuesday morning. So look forward to that, because that is happening.
Should be a lot of news, too. That'll be about 8 or 10 days.
Should be a fair amount of news. So, until then, keep some DC on your screen.
The Sonic 2 for $7 deal lets you choose from the Sonic Cheeseburger, Chicken Sandwich, or Footlong Chili Cheese Coney. Any two for $7. So you can mix and match a deliciously melty Sonic Cheeseburger and a crispy chicken sandwich with the perfect amount of pickles. Or you can pair that brioche-topped chicken sandwich with the Footlong Chili Cheese Coney you've been craving. Either way, you'll get 2 mouthwatering Sonic items for one great price. It might be the greatest pairing since cherry and limeade. Sonic 2 for $7 deal. Tax not included. See menu for details. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.